Hey guys, Caleb here with Black Pearl Media. Welcome to the Yap Session. In today's video, we're going to be talking about automotive trends that I really like and some that I don't. It's Tuesday, so we get to talk about whatever we want today. And today I wanted to cover some of the things I've been seeing on social media in the automotive space that I really enjoy seeing, and some that, are kind of cringy and I don't really want to see. And first on my list is got to be the Corvette love I'm seeing in the community right now. And specifically, I'm talking about love from a younger generation. Corvettes have always been awesome. They've always been appreciated, but they've always had the stigma of like a middle-aged guy with jean shorts and New Balances on, which, I mean, honestly, I see myself as a very young person still, but maybe I fit that category. But I'm seeing more and more people getting C4 Corvettes, C5, C6, C7s, and just being put out on social media a lot more, and in, all these edits. People are doing aero. They're really embracing the Corvette, and I love to see it. And as a content creator, I make a lot of content on reselling and a lot on automotive stuff. And for a while, I was not getting any car content on my TikTok feed, and I started getting more content, and it was all Corvettes for some reason. I'm not complaining at all. I love to see them keep modifying, keep driving, and keeping them alive. I love the Corvettes. Is stance dead? Because I'm seeing a lot of videos lately where people are taking their Volkswagens, they're going from completely slammed and cambered wheels all the way up to street fitment or track fitment, which is lowered, but not absolutely slammed on its nuts, and I love seeing it. Not only do I personally believe that it looks a lot better, it's a lot more functional, and I think maybe the people who were into slanty wheels before, maybe they're trying the track fitment out and they're liking the look, or they just love not throwing sparks everywhere or scraping over everything and getting stranded on pavement. I've done that before, so I'm not throwing any shade. I just know how much it sucks. So I love seeing that. I also love that vinyl wrap is becoming really expensive and people are going back to paint jobs on their car. I love vinyl wrap. You guys know that I love vinyl wrap. I've had vinyl wrap on my Z for the last couple of years, and I just recently removed it. I painted the front bumper, and I plan on rewrapping and wrapping other cars. But as a consumer, it is really hard for me to get behind a wrap that costs, $3,500, $4,500, $6,000, and not just choosing paint. Because when I chose that vinyl wrap, I paid $1,600. That's for the full install and the material, and that was way cheaper than repainting my car. And I was doing that because of that cost difference and because it was a unique pattern. Now, I still think that wraps have that unique pattern and the flexibility to change and update your car's color without committing to it. So there is value there, but I think that it's just getting to a price point where it's unrealistic for, somebody younger or somebody who is on a budget to commit to a vinyl wrap that's $3,500 when you can get a cool paint job for $1,500 or $2,500. And granted, it's probably not going to be the best paint job in the world, but it's not going to be absolutely dog water. I mean, I know you guys have seen the creators on YouTube that can rattle can with almost perfection, throw a thick layer of clear coat on, and then buff the hell out of it. That takes a lot of skill, yes, but it can be done. And guess what? In the community, if you ask, you will receive. I'm a big believer in that because I've done it myself. For my front bumper, I could not afford to pay $1,000 to $1,500 to repaint the front bumper. I just didn't have the budget. So I asked the community, who can paint this, do a half-decent job, and do it on a budget? And I got that answer. There was many people saying, you're not going to find it, it's not going to happen, blah, 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 blah. And I was able to get it not only painted correctly, but painted quickly, and it only cost me $600. Now that's a niche situation, but if you don't ask, you'll never know. There could be somebody very skilled with paint and doesn't have any work coming in right now because people are afraid to ask, or maybe they want to take a cash job on the side and they don't mind if it's a little bit cheaper. Those are the kind of deals that you got to look for. And if they have skills and you have money, whether it's a little bit of money or a lot of bit of money, it's a match made in heaven. They'll hook you up. But just remember, if you're getting something for cheap, make sure that you spread the word about those creators and those artists that are doing things to your vehicle, whether it be paint or mechanic work or anything. shout them out, give them a lot of your attention. At the very least, that is what they deserve. That's why Paige is getting another shout out in my video. She's the one who painted the front bumper on my car and rescued me, so I will be dropping her information in the description below. I have tagged her on so many things because I'm so grateful for her. So I couldn't pay her as much as I'd want to, but I can at least give her some exposure and keep praising her for the great job that she did, because she did an excellent job. All of this to say that vinyl wrap's getting too expensive and you can get a paint job for pretty much the same price or even cheaper now. So I like seeing the paint jobs come back a bit, you know, do the old cut and buff, a nice wax job, make it shine for quite a while. I do appreciate a good paint job. I'm going to go with key truck modifications for my next one that I really, really love. I know that the key car imports have been really great over the last couple of years, but I feel like recently I've been seeing a lot more modified ones, like trucks getting lift kits, bigger, nubbier tires. I've been seeing so many trucks at Home Depot actually doing work, picking things up, and just having like some great modifications along the way. So it's exciting to see that market and that little niche group in the car community growing, expanding, and getting a lot more support. Although I'm sure they have a lot of support wherever they came from, it's cool to see that the US is catching up and we're getting some really cool stuff for them. The next car trend I want to talk about has to do with tracks and going to the track. It seems like ever since Cletus McFarland bought the Freedom Factory, it has inspired a lot of other content creators to go out and try and rehab or just support local tracks and give them more business. I'm from Connecticut, and last year Cletus came to Stafford Springs, which I had honestly never been to before. I didn't even know it existed. And we went for the event, and it was an absolutely phenomenal event. That event, I've heard, I don't know if this is true, financially saved that track, and I've been hearing nonstop from the people in my community around Connecticut and around New England attending a lot more events. I've never heard of that place at all, and ever since that show, I've seen more advertisements for that track, hosting events and doing all sorts of stuff. And from what I understand, they've done a lot of rehab to that racetrack for the event and since that event. So it's really breathed some really good new life into the track. So if you guys have any local tracks, go support them. And I'd love to hear if any near you have gotten more popular, or you've seen more attraction going to events there. Drop it down in the comments below. Also, are Facebook market prices down, or is this just me? Obviously, COVID made the market go absolutely wild. There was prices going through the roof on everything. That's no secret at all. But I feel like we're back in the good old days where we can still get deals now under that $5,000 mark, under that $10,000 mark. I did a video a couple of weeks ago, and I found like three 350Zs within 50 miles under $4,000, which is absolutely bananas. I mean, yeah, they were piles of garbage, but they ran and they drove. And for a VQ, it's probably going to continue to run and drive, and you can fix the rest of the issues. But that would have been like a $9,000 car a couple years ago. So I am loving seeing all these marketplace prices coming down where they are supposed to be. Liveries are coming back. They've been here for a minute, and it doesn't seem like they're slowing down. I'm totally okay with that. Unless you have like giant anime characters all over your car, I don't get that one. But you do you. No problem. And some of the trends that I don't like nowadays is, you know, takeovers are still a thing. I wish those would die in a fiery blaze. And even though I used to do a lot of lane splitting when I was younger, I don't like it. Just stop doing it. Blech. Blech. You're going to die. But also it's like a canon event for young men. So I don't know. I'm a little on the fence about it. It's dangerous. Don't do it. I actually almost got arrested doing that. I raced an undercover cop. We don't have to talk about that story today, but we could talk about it another time. Also, my voice is crazy right now. I played paintball and I had to call out to all my buddies where all the enemies were. Very good communicator. My voice is shot, so I apologize. That's my list of trends that I like and don't like for right now. If you guys have anything else, put it in the comments. I'd love to talk about it. 2025 automotive trends. What do you like? What don't you like? Let me know, and I'll see you on the next video. Also, don't forget to subscribe.